Hi guys, today I'm going to show you how to create an impressive solo over Autumn Leaves using just two scales. Technically you could get away with one, but by adding a second and a couple of simple ideas and concepts, you'll be able to create a much more professional sounding solo. So I'll refer to keys for both tenor and alto sax throughout and break everything down into 4 simple stages you can build on. So by the end of the video, you'll have a clear, intuitive approach to improvising over Autumn Leaves that sounds really professional. So let's get started. The version of Autumn Leaves I'm using is C for tenor sax and G for alto. Autumn Leaves is one of those great standards where you can think largely in one key because the chord changes stay closely related. But simply running up and down a C major scale isn't going to sound very interesting. The key is learning how to use the scale musically. So if you listen to the short demonstration of C major in action that I play, you'll notice that even a simple scale can sound engaging when you focus on rhythm, phrasing and shape. And in that demonstration I used rhythmic variation, anticipation, on and offbeat phrasing, and I made sure that I used the full range of the instrument. So once you're comfortably playing C major fluently, the next step is to start the scale from any degree, not just the root, and still make it feel natural and musical. And a great way to build this is by playing continuous swing quavers over the chord changes of Autumn Leaves. These sit nicely between the bass and drums and create a strong sense of flow. By ascending the scale, descending and starting on different notes, you'll naturally create variation. For example, because the tune begins on a minor chord, I started my C major scale on D, giving us a D Dorian sound right away. So let's get into the next step. So we've got our C major running nicely. Our next step is to introduce an A minor pentatonic. That's E minor for alto saxophone. When you hear this added in, it immediately opens up the sound of the solo. You can play A minor pentatonic over the entire tune, but the real magic happens when you combine it with the major scale. Since we're in C, C major pentatonic and A minor pentatonic contain the same notes. They just start in different places. Personally, I prefer thinking in A minor pentatonic because it has a stronger, more soulful sound. And just like before, I aim to start the scale on any degree, use strong rhythmic phrasing, keep everything swinging. This is where your playing starts to sound less like an exercise and more like music. Okay, so now we take things up another level by incorporating the melody or the head into your improvisation. This is one of the simplest ways to make your solo sound more connected and intentional. You can take small fragments of the melody from the lead sheet and weave them into your lines alongside your scales. Even better, if you memorize the melody, you'll have far more freedom to manipulate and reshape it in real time. Have a listen to the demonstration of me incorporating the head into my improvisation. So finally, we add what I like to call the magic note in Autumn Leaves. In Autumn Leaves, you'll come across an E7 flat 13 chord, which is the B7 for alto. Over that chord, we're going to target the third, which is a G sharp on tenor and E flat on alto. If you land on that note at the right moment, it instantly adds colour and sophistication to your line. And what's really interesting is that you can also use this note outside of that chord. When you do, it creates tension, which you can then resolve back into the key. That tension and release is what gives your solo a more expressive jazz-like quality. So to summarise all the little points we've got, we're going to start with the key of the piece, which is C major. We're then going to add in an A minor pentatonic for colour. We're then going to incorporate fragments of the melody, and then we're going to try using that magic note to create tension and release. It does take time to get all of this comfortable under your fingers, and a great way to practice this is to noodle with your scales. Don't just run up and down the scale, but play them on different degrees, play them musically, and explore them using quavers, triplets, and different starting points. So I'm currently working on 2 more videos. One is a full harmonic breakdown of Autumn Leaves, and the other dives into jazz phrasing in more detail. If that sounds useful, then please sure to like and subscribe. I've also got loads of free PDFs, licks and tutorials on my website, so please check out the description below. See you on the next one.